Scotty here. Tuesday night. Yeah. I just remembered I haven't shown you guys what my friends at work bought me for my birthday, which was really kind of them, very nice. They know I like my old Triumph, so and I must talk about it a lot because their prezzies were very thoughtful, bless them. So Cat, who's only a youngster, reminds me how old I am regularly. Yeah, Cat, she bought me that. Pretty cool, isn't it? So that's going on the garage door when I clean the garage door first. Put that on there, and she also got me a really cool lighter. See that? Vitesse lighter, so that's pretty awesome, bless her heart. And Stevie, you've all met Stevie before. He bought me a really cool book on upholstery, so it should be really handy. It's really, really good. So really pleased with that, bless him. And my sister, she'd have to have a mention because she bought me one as well, a different one, slightly different. So lots of good pictures for me to work out. So that was really good. But yeah, bless her heart. So probably go on about my cars and stuff I'd get up to more than I know, you know. So yeah, really, really pleased with those. Very thoughtful. So the what's the plan? Plan is get the old fella jacked up. It's basically I think about 10 bolts, only 5/16 UNF. It's about 10 bolts that I'm not going to be able to show you, but there's oh, there it is there, blind git. Let's get me torch. So that's the very front ones, as you can see there, and then there's 1, 2, 3 sets of outriggers through the chassis, off the chassis, and then 2 what they call boot extensions out the back. So there's another pair of bolts. I'll show them to you anyway when we get closer. It's only really going to be that part of it's only really going to be very interesting to people that are going to be doing a Triumph, so of this type. They're very similar to Spitfires, the way they're Triumph Spitfires, and GT6s, the way they're bolted on chassis, very similar. But the outriggers are just a slightly different shape. But I think the central beams are very similar shape. I think it's what Triumph call the small chassis, because of the shape of it, I guess. It's quite narrow and pinched in the middle. But yeah, so we'll get it jacked up and start unbolting. Obviously it's just the controls to undo really, so it's the steering column. Let's come round here. Steering column is it's a real slide, but it's no, you're not going to be able to see it. I'll have to when I get some more stuff off, I'll show you. And then there's a brake pipe and clutch pipe. Bit of the wiring loom for the front. which I'll just flop back out over the top, and then the whole body can come off. I mean, the body's in basically 3 main sections: the back, what they call the rear tub, and then the bulkhead section, which the doors hang off obviously, and then the bonnet section. So it is only 3 sections. I want to lift it off in one, which means I have to strengthen the seals. The seals on these only screw on. Just a row of screws down through, if you can see them. So all you do, there's a joint there. There. So all you do, you see the joint across the floor, between the 2 floors. So all you do really is you just put I've got some inch by inch angle, steel angle. Excuse me. Just screw that in its place, and that'll strengthen the sides up, and it should allow me to lift off. And the bodies were put on the chassis in the factory as one whole lump, using this slot here, and they had a clamp that come round the rear wheel arch. So I want to keep together for one piece just initially, so I can get the chassis sorted out, and then the chassis will be wheeled out, and I'll bring the body in on its own, and I can get most of the body work done. The reason I'm taking the body off again is, I don't know if you remember the photographs. If you haven't seen them, just pop back and see the work I've done. The 2 front outriggers, which you can see there, were put on before I bought the car, and I think it's always best, if you could put outriggers in any chassis parts, is to do them before the body comes off. But the mounting points need to be really good, in a good place already before you take the body off, otherwise the alignment's out, and that's the problem I got with this. As you remember seeing, or if you check my video back, these mounting points that are under here for that front outrigger was absolutely rotten, and had been repaired previously, goodness knows how many times. So the actual mounting hole wasn't in the same place as originally, and what I've ended up with is I've done as best a measurement as I could. So, right, let's start again. What I was getting was, I couldn't get the door gaps. As you can see, I've got virtually no gap, and the door shut, nowhere near enough of a gap. So I've got it all bunched up. And the issue is, these 2 front outriggers are 5mm, nearly 1/4 of an inch too far back on the outer edge. So I need to cut them off and move them to where they should be, and then stitch them back on. So that's the plan. And then I'll take the measurements off the following ones, and if I've got to move them, I've got to move them, because I want to get the bodies. Neil Dan Electro will tell you about this, or anybody else that knows these small chassis Triumphs. They're renowned for being rascals with their body gaps, but this piece, the bulkhead piece, is absolutely imperative that it goes on in the right place, and then everything else fits to it. So of course I'm screwed really, because well, they just don't fit, they're in the wrong place. I had to get it to this position. You may or may not be able to see, I had to open up the hole, and because you see that the original bolt hole is right where the end of my torch is, so I'm quite a way out. So that's why the body's coming off. I really love this car, and I want it to be as best as it can be, so I want to give him a chance to look his best, and it'd be nice to get the body gaps as good as I can. So that's the plan. Right, I'll catch up with you when I've I've got something done. Okay, just quickly I'll show you the join where the wiring harness comes up through. Joins for the front headlamps and the horns. For what I'm doing, which is taking the body off, I don't need to take the headlamps. You would have to take the headlamps out normally in order to release the connections for these, but if you want to do that, I'm not going to on this occasion. So it's literally, that's the join for the bonnet harness. Right, pretty much it should be in the centre of the bonnet, roughly. And they're just made up of push fit Lucar connectors, bullet connectors. So it's just a matter of popping them out. I always mark everything I do. In the UK we call it offside and near side. Offside being our driver's side and near side being nearest to curb. That's the way what it means. So okay, so then that allows you to release all the entire front wiring loom as far as until you get the engine, when you got the alternator, coil, etc, etc. So a nice little feature about the Triumph is the fact that you can get in there, in amongst it, rather than to lean over the front wings, you know. And always remember to disconnect the battery. Alright then, so the wiring harness is off as far as I need it now. Mark stuff I need to mark. I mean, generally they're pretty obvious once you sort of throw the harness back again, but just speeds things up, you know. Just a silly thing, maybe, possibly. If I, like on this instance, I've got the throttle accelerator cable, and it is just a habit really. I'll just pop this out of the way a minute. Let's put you down a second and I'll get this this nut off the bottom. Right, so what I was going to say was I have a habit, maybe it's just a memory thing, I don't know, but I've basically taken a clevis pin out. So my habit is to either put it in the end of the cable or put it back into the throttle where it come from. So I can't lose it. I mean, they're pretty common. I mean, it doesn't matter if I do lose it, but it's just a bit of an aid. Is it aid memoir they call it? Just a bit of a memory jogger, I guess. It means you have to take it back out again, but it's just something I do. You should know where it goes, you know. And it's back in there for when I need it next time, or just need it, you know. Just like this bit, I don't know if you can see, I'll point it out a bit. There's a little clip that holds the cable, the outer cable for the choke. I just pop it back in again, and then I can't lose it. So I am a bugger for losing stuff. Which is, I mean, I expect you could probably still get them clips, but I don't ever seem to find stuff like that when I need it, and I end up having to bodge stuff to get them working again. So, but it's just, you know, for someone with a bad memory like me, I guess it's just handy to put it back where it come from, and then you know where it goes for next time, you know. Sorry if I'm sounding a bit obvious, but might be useful to someone. If I get this torch in the right place, hopefully you better see the clamp for the where is it? There, look. See the clamp for the steering column. You may also, if I get this in the right place, just make out a little electric cable. This where it, because it's got a, let's come in from this side. Oh, it's all right. There's also a little cable on there that sends the earth for the horn button. It's a rubber coupling on the steering column, so it has to bridge. It does it with a little cable that goes across. Alright guys, well it's steering column's disconnected, so that's it for me tonight. I'm going to drain the brake and clutch fluid down, and then call it a night, I think. I'll whiz the air filter back on just so that it's kept safe, and then we'll catch back up with it tomorrow. Alright then, catch up with you later, bye bye.